The way this works is that we're going to give someone a statement, not unlike the one that I am passing to Luke, okay? On the outside, we're just starting this with one on the inside, but normally it's going to be folks on the outside, okay? They are then going to come into the circle, and who's in the circle is going to change. If I tap you, please get up and leave. If I tap you on the outside, please get up and come in, okay? Person with the statement is going to read the statement, and then think about how that relates to their experience and their work in the group thus far, and reflect on that to the group.
As you are hearing this person say the statement, you want to think first, how can I meet him with that? How can I meet him, or how can I meet her with that statement that they just delivered, so that you don't just jump in and have it all be about you right away, but that you allow it to be about the person who's reading it.
I'm here and working, but part of me thinks things will never change. Reading the words out loud was like a stab. Coming here has lessened this feeling, but I still go to sleep every day thinking that nothing is going to change. I feel like racial rec is the only space that I have where the things I say aren't always attacking someone, so there isn't a need for me to be defensive. But everywhere else, I have to have my guard up. I always have to be sticking up for myself or for somebody else, and I always have to be the little boy who cried white supremacy.
I keep hearing just like woman, 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 and it like keeps like in my head it just keeps on being like white woman, white woman, white woman, and I feel like that is a way to keep the racial justice frame, to remind yourself that you're still white. And like for me, like it's always woman of color. I'm never just a woman. Like I'm always a woman of color.
I see exactly what you're saying, but I think like why that isn't my default, and like why my default isn't to say white woman is because for so much of my childhood and like even into like my really early teen years, I was never told and I never thought that white was a race. So I was always just a woman or a girl. And so then to like it wasn't part of my identity because I was never taught or told or shown how it was.
It's on purpose that you weren't told you were white, because then you'd have to think about what that makes you be, you know? So I remember being asked, when did you become white and how white are you? Which I think are things to think about. Like when I'm not saying for you, I'm saying for me this was helpful. Like, I'm so white in how I've inhabited my life, but we're taught not to see that.
What I feel, and what I feel so much when I walk in this room, is that I'm rotten to the core. And then I just want to take my skin off. But I can't, because that's not what has made me rotten to the core. All of this that we're talking about is based off of what the outside of someone looks like. But that's not what is making me want to take my skin off. It's not the outside. It's what the outside has done to the inside.
I think that's this barrier of trust we have to make with each other, which is something, honestly, we do not have. We've all learned to censor ourselves, which is why we cannot go past this barrier of hurting each other's feelings to get to the truth, to get to how we really feel about things. Like when I said what I said to you, my heart sank. I was so scared of you. I was so scared of how you would react. I was so scared how everyone else would react, and I was scared that it was going to be silence. I also held on to the fact that I really, really, really trust you. And I trusted that you, even if you don't say anything back, would feel what I said and understand how I felt.
The things that you say influence me in a way that I've never been influenced before in my life. My entire life, I've been taught to look up to white people. And to hear those things come from a person of color gives me a feeling, and I don't know what that feeling is called, but every time I hear you speak, a little dead piece of me comes back to life. I was talking about feeling hopeless. You're one of the people that makes me feel alive.
You gave a lot today.
to this group. Take a breath in. Let it out with a sound. Take another breath in. Let it out with a sound. And I'm going to ask you to do that one more time, but this time when you let it out with a sound, let it also out with forgiveness of self. Take a breath in. Let it out with a sound. Forgiving yourself for that which you said that you felt like you didn't mean to say. For that which you didn't say because you didn't feel like you could trust enough. And sometimes we think that it's about trusting other people when really it's about trusting ourselves.